Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it is May 31st, 2016. This is just a very short video blog. My son will be coming home from the hospital tomorrow, and he'll be on some new medication. We're a little bit concerned they've done away with these old medications. So we have a little bit of concern about the new medication. Will he take it, and will there be any adverse reactions to it? See, what's the other news? The other news is that, as you know, I have an app in the Android store, and I want to thank, because some of you are responsible, I want to thank you people that have installed it, because that looks good when you go through the Apple Store and you see Howard's Notebook app, and it pops up that it looks good that it's been downloaded. And it's got three of you have posted a positive review of it. Many apps don't have any reviews at all. And not only that, 9 of you rated it 5 stars. And there's a lot of good apps and things there that don't get 5-star ratings, or some of them don't get any ratings. So that's really nice. Makes me feel good, and makes me feel also better that when somebody goes and looks, what the hell is Howard's Notebook? Well, then it's got 5 stars. 9 people gave it 5 stars, and these 3 people say great things about it, so that's really nice. Well, there will be an Apple, I guess, what do you say? I know nothing about Apple. I guess iOS app. There will be an Apple app coming soon. It may be 2 or 3 weeks, because it's my understanding that Apple takes at least 20 days to review an app before they approve it for their store. But coming soon will be an Apple app for Howard's Notebook. And I'm guessing that there's going to be, I guess it'll be something like this. I don't know what Apple, I've never really used an Apple computer. I think one time it was the Apple Pet or something, and I was in a library years and years ago, and there was a Apple computer there, and I sat down, but had the letters on the keyboard and had the little weird graphic things on the keyboard, and I sat down and looked at it. So I don't know what the Apple app will look like. But I'm assuming it's going to be something like this, that you're going to be able to click and go to my blog. And I'm guessing that you're going to be able to click and go to my YouTube site, go to my Twitter site, go to my Facebook site, and click and send me an email. And so YouTube. So I think that'll work out really good. I did not put in the ability for me to push something to you. If I had put that in there, I would have used it, because I had things like that, and there were things like that in the past that I could do and that I can do, which I never do, where I could push, if I had decided to put that there, I would have used it, probably never used it, very sparingly, but I didn't put it in there. So you will not, if you install the app, you're not going to get any announcements pushed to your cell phone at all from the app. So maybe that was a mistake, But I just, sort of like when I was a police officer for a small town or whatever, I had on my private vehicle lights and siren. They didn't show, behind the grill and what have you. And I think I used it once or twice in 10 or 15 years or whatever. I just, moderation in all things. That's one of the things I say. That's one of the things I've always said. Too bad the Bush administration didn't heed my advice before the Iraqi war. I did blog before the Iraqi war on my blog, and I said that we should not be going into Iraq, that positively we shouldn't be going in. I blogged, let the people of Iraq, if they want to change something or don't like something, let them do it. Then I put, if they won't do it or can't do it or whatever, then let the nations around them do it. Let them get involved in it, and let's not get involved in the situation. And I put, we shouldn't be going in. I said, but if we do go in, we should go in with 300,000 or 400,000 troops, which we don't have available to go in. And then I also put, if we're going to go in there, then Congress should declare war, which of course I knew Congress would never declare war. The last time we declared war was in 1941. I put also that before we go into a conflict in Iraq, that Congress should pass a tax increase to pay for war, which I knew Congress would not do, and that also that Congress should pass a draft, which the United States Congress would never do. Then when I blogged a little bit more, I put, if we go in, we don't have 300,000 or 400,000 troops, and we should work a deal out with Turkey. Let them go in and have them. The deal is that they leave the Kurds alone, but let them go in and take some land and help us out, because they'd be coming in from that direction. Then I also blogged at the same time that what needed to be done was divided Iraq up into, I talked about, that nobody wanted to divide Iraq up into 3 parts. But that I thought we should. Just if we had to go in there, which I didn't want us to go into, that we should go in and just divide it up, and it would be 3 separate areas. They could try to form a union where these would be separate states with their own militias and their own everything they want, and that they would have to share, whoever had the oil, that would have to be, shared, but have it 3 separate areas. And then, of course, they didn't listen to me. I can't believe it, that they didn't come over to Howard's Notebook. You would have thought the President, the Commander-in-Chief, and the Secretary of Defense, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, you'd have thought Congress would have all come over and said, oh, Jim Howard says we should do such and such. I can't believe they didn't listen to me. And then when our troops were going, when we were going in there, and the news came that Iraqi forces were giving up and they were just going down the road, and we just bypassed them. I said, no, we should not. That's why I wanted us to have 400,000 troops, because we shouldn't be bypassing these people. And when they're leaving, we should have been stopping them and saying, hey, we need to put you to work in our, in the new free militia or whatever. You're a general or a captain or whatever. Well, we need, put them, not let them go home. And then, this is going to surprise you, because I'm a pacifist and not a when the rioting and when the looting and everything broke out, when the Iraqi people were free and we've been and are going to the museums and carrying away artifacts and breaking into the government offices and throwing documents out the windows and all that type of stuff. I said, that's why we needed one. If we'd had the troops, 400,000 troops, we'd have had troops on every corner, there'd have been, every place you looked, there'd be a, U.S. serviceman standing or whatever. But I said, fucking shoot the looters, stop the rioting, shoot them. Men, women, anybody, stop them, shoot them, dead. It'd be a disaster for the United States, it would have been something, but stop it. But they didn't listen to me. And so then I think my feeling was that, people know they can just, U.S. troops are basically paper tigers, and this occupation is we can do what we want to do, and we don't have to follow any rules, and we don't have to, So, next time they should listen to me. I'm sure when President Trump becomes commander-in-chief, I'm sure he'll probably listen to me. That's probably, I had a new phone line. I've got a new phone system here now. I'll do a review of that. So I have two phone systems. I have Google Voice is one number, and then I have the other number with phone power, I think it is. I'll do a review of that. That's pretty nice. I never get any phone calls. Actually, I installed this a few days ago, and didn't get any phone calls for 2 or 3 days. No phone calls at all. I've got 2 sets of phones here, all kinds of neat things that I can do. One of the neat things that I can do with this system is when my daughter goes back to Sweden, she's been here for like 6 months helping with my health and my ex-wife's health, but really helping with my son. She has been amazing with him, her brother. But when she goes back to Sweden, what I can do is I have to pay $5 one time, and they will give me a phone number in Sweden. I could have it in any country, I could pay $5 more and have another one. But anyway, so I will have a Swedish phone number. Now I do have to pay $8 a month for that, but I will have, when she's in Sweden, there will be a local Swedish number that she can dial, and it'll come to me. That's pretty neat. I'm not sure she's been calling, not a lot, but when she was in Sweden, she would call her mother and call me or whatever and talk from time to time. But I think that's pretty neat. So, you could, if you have a business or family members or something, that could be pretty neat. You set up that, and the phone service, the phone power or whatever, it's $65 a month. $60 you have to pay. The $60. It's $60 a year for that, and then of course, if you wanted the phone line in another country and that type of a few things like that, there's but that's pretty neat. I got to review that. As you can see, I'm getting ready to review these batteries, and I also think I better stop this, by the way, because we've been losing power recently when there's a thunderstorm in the area, and I think you can hear. By the way, this microphone sounds I may switch to that other microphone, the one that was a $20 microphone, and this is how much was this, $100? The MXL? Or was it more than $100 for the microphone? Can't remember. So anyway, of course I could go to a headset, so the choices are the Blue Yeti microphone, this MXL microphone, Well, it's the MXL990, and the other is the BTM 800. If you've been watching and if you've been listening to all these videos, you might tell me again what you think about these microphones, which one you like best. If you're wondering about this up here with my diabetes, if I get a bang or a cut or something, it doesn't want to heal. Thank you very much for watching. Better end this before we have a power outage.